All right, 9:22 right now.
I'm really glad you stopped by. Matt Wells is the head football coach at Utah State University. And we're just learning a little bit off the air about you. Originally from Oklahoma, and you came out here when to play football?
Came out here 1992, and then spent 5 years here.
What you were recruited?
Yep.
Who was the coach then?
Charlie Weatherby was the head coach.
Oh, yeah?
Came in with he and his staff right out of the gate, and then played for those guys for 3 years, and then he left, and I played for John L. Smith.
And
for the last 2 years.
What did you play? What position were you?
I was a quarterback.
And how were you?
Very average.
An average.
That's why I'm coaching now. Yeah.
But you were you? Did you start?
Yep. I tell these players I started. I broke records. I've been benched. I've been booed. I've been brought back. Done a little bit of everything. Redshirted, and so I think probably the whole gambit. Kind of jack of all trades, master of none.
But you loved it.
I did. I had a great experience here as a student athlete. Graduated in 4 years from the business department here. And,
that's pretty good.
And so it was a great time. Met a lot of friends, a lot of lifelong friends and teammates. That some of those guys are coming back this weekend for homecoming.
You obviously developed a love of the school and the community. You really liked it here,
which I think sets Utah State apart. I thought that as a student athlete playing here, and I know it now as you recruit to Utah State. Just Cache Valley and the campus community and the feel that you have here, and how the students are so involved in everything, not just sports and not just football, but everything. And so it's just a campus-wide community good feel.
How important is that to you? And big time college sports it can be real controversial, and athletes and students and how the two meet, and whether they should be athletes first and students second, and I get the feeling you're going to tell me that they should be students and then
both
athletes,
are important,
and
right.
Both are important,
right.
And
right. Well, it's an interesting dynamic on a lot of campuses across the country and different schools that I've coached at. But here, I think we try to do everything that we can to integrate our guys within the campus community, and they are student athletes and they are a student first. For the last 5 years, we've graduated every senior football player in our program, so that's something that we're very proud of. We're not perfect. We have kids that struggle in class and kids that do really good in class,
but that would be no matter what organization.
You're exactly right, and we're not. We don't act like we're, anything that's, we haven't figured it all out perfectly yet either. But I think our kids do a good job on campus and the things that they're involved with here.
So you were assistant or offensive coordinator under Coach Anderson,
right?
He did well for himself and moved on to a bigger position. And
even that makes Utah State look good.
Yeah.
The fact that he was recruited by a bigger school, that shows they put a lot of faith in this program where he was coming from. And
you weren't a shoe-in to step into that job, right? I would assume.
Well, no, not from the get-go. I think just with the turn of events there after the Potato Bowl game and how fast it happened, and it was I think it was a sign of continuity to be able to continue to do a lot of the same things that we have done over the last. Coach Anderson's regime here, as far as recruiting, as academics and community and all the things that we do, and it has, and I've changed very little.
You just want to kind of keep things on that.
Yeah,
field?
I think and I think there are some tweaks to the system and some tweaks to things that we do on the football field, because we've lost some players and we've gained some new types of players. But from an academic standpoint, it's working, so it's not going to get changed. From a recruiting standpoint, it's working. From recruiting in-state players, and we've got 59 kids from the state of Utah in our program. That's not going to change. We're going to continue to recruit the state of Utah and then the surrounding states around it. But the first priority is Utah.
Everybody talks about your quarterback, Keaton, and I watched the University of Utah game, and I just saw the first half, and I thought, doesn't look good for the U. I thought you guys were going to win the game, and I did not see the second half. And that's the only time I've seen him play, and he looked great. He's exciting. He's dynamic. He's confident.
Very confident.
Maybe a little cocky. but that's okay. And
Well-
he looked really good, and I thought this is the real deal. This guy
He's
is
fun
good.
to coach. He's a great kid, first of all, off the field. He's very, very confident, like you just said, in his abilities. He's got a lot of God-given ability. But if he walked by here right now, he is in almost a way, he's very, very humble. I mean, when you
Not
talk about
cocky.
off the charts, he's a little quirky off the field. He's funny. He's actually a little bit of a jokester, but he is very, very humble off the field. But on the field, which is what you want. You want a guy that thinks he's the best kid out there on the field, and a lot of the times he is.
Yeah, he looked good, and I thought you guys were going to win that game. And
I think they're good for tomorrow.
So it's
I think
it's Oregon tomorrow, right?
No.
Weber.
Weber tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, we're playing Weber State.
Oh, you'll have no
not
problem.
the Ducks.
Don't yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going to look past Weber, I know, but it should be It should be okay.
Well, the thing about college football, the last 2 weeks, anybody that's really been watching, there's been almost a half a dozen near misses, and there's been over a dozen 1AA teams beat a Division I team, and so we're not going to look past them. I think it's all about us this week, and it's about improving on some things that we identified after the Air Force as some deficiencies that we've had, and motivate these young men individually. And if they play well as a bunch of individuals, then I think we'll play well as a team.
And then who do you play after Weber?
I'm not sure.
See, they're not looking past Weber. Just tomorrow.
Thought I'd
Right.
catch you there.
I'd have to ask our sports information guys.
Doesn't matter
Thought
now.
I'd catch you there.
Yeah. Rookie head coach didn't fall for that one, did I?
Good. Really, I hope you have a great season.
Thank you.
The quarterback Chucky is. There's talk about a Heisman Trophy, and
I think regardless of that, I think he's got a future ahead of him for sure.
He's really looks great, and that would be terrific. I don't know if it will happen, but he's got that
Just
kind of
the
buzz.
chatter's
and
good.
Got that kind of buzz, and that's it.
Well, I think the chatter's good. I think what it is more so than Chucky is a reflection of the kids that are around him, the offensive line, the receivers, and then ultimately our program. So I think any of that chatter, as you called it,
bringing
or
national
recognition
attention.
that he gets from a national standpoint is great for Utah State.
How come? Is it this just standard procedure? We really wanted to talk to him, but no, he can't come and talk to anybody.
Well, he's
after
fixing to be in
Wednesday.
meetings here in a few minutes, yeah. We kind of try to shut him down after Wednesday. So,
Just keep your head in the game and don't talk to anybody after Wednesday.
Yeah.
Is that the idea?
yeah, kind of
All right.
so. Yeah.
All right.
It'd
Well,
be just like you to plant some seed of doubt in his head.
you ain't all that,
Yeah,
Chucky.
something like that.
I wouldn't
be
do
your
that.
fault.
I just clap him on the back and say, "Good game, you're good." Anyway, thanks for talking.
Thanks
to
for
us,
having me.
and,
Appreciate it.
Have a good game. And
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you
very much.
Appreciate it.
Go get him.
All right. Celebrity News?
Yeah.
Want to do that? Yeah.
Right now, just like that?
Just like that.
Okay.